Yeah, we're looking forward to going to Memphis. We've obviously played over there 2 of the last 3 years in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Um, Memphis is really, really well coached. They tied for the longest winning streak at 7. And they're 24-5 over the last 29 games. Really well coached, both sides of the ball and special teams. Coach Silverfield has done an excellent job there, and he's a good guy. Last Christmas he said he would, if the weather was bad, he would open up the indoors so we could practice over there, getting prepared for Texas Tech on Christmas morning. And I said, "Oh heck no, we're not going to do that." But that kind of guy, and I appreciated that. The time before he opened it up because it snowed and we were able to practice. So I know he's wanting to win, and I am too, but I have a lot of respect for him.
First is Mike Griffith with the AJC.
Yeah, Coach, expectations are nothing new in college sports. It's so regionalized and fan bases are so passionate. How do you manage that? And I guess I know there's a social media dynamic to it, and now we obviously have such great parity, but is that something that a coaching staff is aware of? And I don't know, to what degree can you protect your kids or your peace of mind from it? Because it seems like every program in the SEC expects to win every game these days.
Is your question about
expectations,
pressure, or?
Yeah. How managing pressures and expectations that have been brought about by.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's any larger expectation than what we have in the building and why you get hired as a coach. And you obviously believe in your program, you believe in your university, your state, and your kids and your coaches. So we expect to win every game. I mean, we're no different than any of our fans and all those things. So the expectation can't be higher outside than what it is inside the building. Now, dealing with it, you have to have thick skin that comes with the job. I'm not saying it's a fair part of the job, but it does come with the job, and we all know that, and we've known it for now going on 40 years as coaches. So you just have to make sure that your kids are in the right frame of mind, and you can't take any of any what people say about you or whatever it may be too serious. I've always been a guy, if I don't know somebody and he's got an opinion about me, I'm not positive, or the team, I'm not positive why it would matter to me. And so that's kind of how our approach is.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
Next is Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Hey, Sam, you spoke on Monday about maybe trying to simplify communication on defense, and I wonder what you've seen of that in action through practice this week.
Well, we certainly did that at halftime Saturday at work for us. We have done that, and a lot of that is getting lined up faster too. I didn't think we were giving our kids enough time to get pre-snap reads, and so we've been certainly trying to do that this week and have done a nice job with it in the first 2 practices. Simplicity of letting our kids show their athletic ability and be confident in their assignment, and getting back to old school football of tackling and being in the right place and reading pre-snap reads. I think we've done that, and we needed to, and we've done that well the first 2 days of practice.
Okay, you guys will not need to won't be required to file a availability report this week. So I'm wondering what your best guess might be for Kanai, and then how has Quincy Rhodes and David Oki looked this week in practice?
Well, I think we're going to be fine with David and Quincy. Now, they both practice full speed, and I think we'll be fine there. Kanai would be the biggest question mark that we would have probably on the team, not just defensively. So he has not practiced yet, and so we'll have to figure out today, tomorrow, whether he can. If he can, obviously we'll take him. If he can't, then obviously we won't. So that's still kind of up in the air, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay, appreciate it.
Next is Trey Biddy of Hog Sports.
Hey, Coach, I was wondering how the mindset has been in practice this week with, coming off a loss and everything. And, just, I guess the idea that you got to move on after 24 hours. You feel like your team's done that?
Yeah, I felt so, Trey. It was 90 yesterday. I didn't feel like we finished practice as well as we have the previous 3 Tuesdays. And we're going to make a few change-ups. It's not only the kids all the time. It may be a little bit of the approach of what we do as well. So they work hand in hand. We're a team, and we got to figure that out. We didn't finish practice well as well. It wasn't bad as well as we need to. Yesterday, we'll make a couple of adjustments there. But no, I think we have moved on. I know we have. It obviously helps when you have a really good program and you're on the road. It helps get the focus back. But no, we've all moved on, and you don't have a choice whether you win or lose. It doesn't. You have things that you have to get better at, and I think our kids understood that, and I think our approaches of our coaches was very good with them as well. So we feel good about ourselves. We feel good about our team, but we know we got a big challenge, and I think they flushed everything and took in what we need to get better at, and flushed everything, knowing that we have a big opponent this week.
There's Hunter Yurchek made some comments on Monday at the Little Rock Touchdown Club about the football program and whether or not it was in a position to win at the highest level. And some people have said that's a message to the fans. Other people, have taken it different ways. I was curious what your response was to his comments.
Well, when you're talking about finances, when I went to Little Rock Touchdown Club, I talked about how revenue sharing is going to equal the playing field, not this year, but it would equal the playing field for all teams. And I don't think there's been any question that in the NIL era, we didn't have the same amount of money, nor close to the same amount of money as a lot of teams that we're competing against. However, revenue share, even the playing field with everybody. And like I say, everybody pushed their money forward. Most everybody pushed their money forward last year. So it won't affect it will affect this recruiting class. But after that, revenue sharing should equal us back out. And of course, as you know, when it was all equal, we went from 4-20 to 9-4 in top 20. So I think I don't know. I can't speak for the athletic director, but I'm assuming that's what he meant by it. But I'll be honest with you, we got to beat Memphis, so I really haven't thought a whole lot about it, to be honest with you.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach, we'll wrap you up with Andrew Hutchison of the Best of Arkansas Sports.
Right.
Hey, Sam, you mentioned with Kanai kind of being a question mark. I'm curious what that battle at corners look like with Singletary and Keyshawn Davila, and then also how close is Selman Bridges being to being able to help y'all out?
Well, we obviously hadn't had Kanai 2 days, so we were preparing either way there. But you hit it on the head, with Singletary and Selman Davila, and then Selman would be next in that group. He got a little bit of an AC joint that he hurt last Wednesday, but he did practice. Last Tuesday he did practice Wednesday and Thursday, so he's beat up just a little bit. But the other guys are healthy and probably in that order that you stated. If Kanai can't go, it would probably be more Singletary, Davila, and then Bridges.
And I was looking over Memphis's numbers and defensive numbers. I saw a name that I recognized in Everett Rousseau. I think he was committed to y'all at one point. I'm curious, kind of, what have you seen from him on film? Their linebacker there.
Yeah,
Rousseau.
6, good player, really good player, fast, sort of like he was coming out of high school. Physical guy, and I'm proud for him. He's played really good football.